Hello YouTube, this is the Fallkniven A1 VG10 blade, one of the largest in the series. It features a 6mm thick blade and it's about 15 centimeters long, which makes this a very nice survival blade. Although this was my first quality knife, it is still one of my favorites, and it has multiple reasons why. This is still my biggest blade up till today, and this is a great batoning knife, and I really like batoning, so that is one of the reasons why I really like this knife, and I use it a lot. The VG10 is not really a super steel, it's not really a premium steel, but it's a very nice steel. It's easy to sharpen and it can get really sharp. VG10 is one of my more favorite steels. A lot of people complain about this ugly sheath, and yes, I think it's ugly, but it's very practical. You really don't have to care anything about the sheath. You can just keep it laying in the mud and you can pick it up, wash it off, and you're good to go again. You can swim with it, you can walk in the rain with it, you don't have to worry about this sheath. And that is what I really like about the sheath. That aspect of the sheath really comes back in this knife, and that is also what I really like about this knife. This handle, I don't really know the name of the material anymore, but it's a kind of soft rubbery like texture, and it needs no care at all, so this handle is absolutely carefree. The same goes for the blade. This is a sandwiched VG10, which is stainless, and it doesn't need any care at all. So this whole package is a carefree knife, and that makes this an excellent surviving knife, in my opinion. This is a survival blade. What I also like about this handle is that it feels quite ergonomic in my hand. It doesn't really look that ergonomic, but it feels good in my hand. It's soft, it's always warm, so in the winter this is a really warm handle, and it never gets slippery even when it's wet. This handle is still grippy, which I really like. So let's do some batoning with this knife. First, to show you how sharp this knife can get, although it's quite thick, it can really get sharp. It can easily shave off my hairs, if I've got any. No problem with shaving at all. Really nice. And not only can this knife baton quite well, it's also a pretty nice feather stick because of the convex geometry. Of course, it's not the best feather sticker because of the thick blade, but it can do the job. And some people like to say a big knife can do everything a small knife can, and that's partially true. It can do everything a small knife can, but it cannot do it as well, of course, in the smaller tasks. But a small knife cannot do everything a big knife can. And that is what makes bigger knives more suitable as a surviving knife, in my opinion. As you can see, pretty decent feather stick. Now let's go to the batoning. I made a lanyard to this blade for chopping. Do not use it often for batoning, but I can put my hand through this. And this kind of paracord bracelet really gives me a comfortable grip on this back of the blade when I need to chop really hard, so that's nice. I'll really give it a swing. I'm gonna try to chop this in two. Couldn't do it, but look what it did. This knife has quite some force, really. And there are not many blades that can baton a big log like this. I can really hear the cracking sound of the wood breaking. And look, the knife is only 6 millimeters, but this gap fits my thumb. It splits the wood right open. I'm gonna split it in four right away. Pretty nice. 4 pieces. And look, I really have to pound really hard on this thin point of the blade. And I've done this for many years now on the same blade, and it always held up. No problem. This log was maybe a bit too thick. Look, one blow. This one has a knot inside, so this one might be tough. Not tough at all. And as you can see, I'm not careful with this knife, not careful at all. This knife can have anything you throw at it. Only thing you have to be careful about is not to hit this too many times. As you can see, this has started to get loose a little bit, but I'm using this knife for I think 4 or 5 years now. And I'm absolutely not careful with this. As I said, you can lay this in the mud, go and swim with it. The knife doesn't care. It's carefree, maintenance free. The VG10 holds up quite well. In this angle, this. I can't speak anymore. I'm sorry. Now this knife, I can highly recommend this knife. I really like it. I want to compare this knife with a Bog River in the future, maybe Bravo 1.5 or something, and see how it compares. Because this is my biggest blade at the moment. I don't really want to go bigger than this. But yeah, this knife. I really have a deep connection with this knife. A lot of memories. I really love this. The sheath. Snap is tight. Will never get out. Really nice. Ugly, but very nice. Drainage hole, you can put a paracord through here to put it up around your leg to keep it from swinging. Belt loop is large enough. There's no fire steel loop. That's a bummer, but I think it would get in the way with a sheath designed like this. This sheath takes up minimum space and it's very light. All the weight is in the blade, so it's really nice to have a very light sheath on the blade itself. As you can see, my blade is damaged right here because when I first had this knife I was stupid enough to put the spindle of my friction fire in the lanyard hole and try to make a friction fire like this, but it burned away the synthetics, or the rubber. But I filled it up with epoxy and it still rocks. I'm very happy with this knife. This is my premium batoning knife. Let's do some chopping with this knife. Got the lanyard hole on. Not 100% fair because it broke, but we'll find some other twigs to chop. Alright, sorry guys, gotta keep it in my hand. Pretty thick. No problem. No problem. It was quite a thick branch. It does an excellent job. Does an excellent job in chopping. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.